All right, Custer, let's break down the numbers. Bobby Marks is here. He gets the number machine. He tells us financially how all of this will work. Again, Phillies fall short of the NBA Finals. We know that's the goal, especially let's assume that Harden opts in, Joel Embiid. You can build a roster around those two dynamic players. Walk me through some of the moves that could be made if Harden decides to opt in.
Yeah, so this is their roster right now. If James Harden is back on that $47 million contract, they are over the luxury tax. Now, what being over the luxury tax is, it only gives you a $6.5 million taxpayer mid-level exception. You're probably not going to be able to afford a player like P.J. Tucker. So if you're Harden, do you opt in? The most he can get is another 2 years, $102 million for right now on an extension. Or do you opt out, lower that $47 million number? Let's say maybe it's $33 million. You're saying, why would he get $14 million back? Well, they can add a year 4, maybe even a year 5, and that would be able to afford another free agent besides doing a trade here. So you want him to opt out, lower that number, and then you can add maybe a P.J. Tucker, maybe a Gary Payton, players like that, instead of being over the luxury tax right now.
Okay, so to be clear for everyone that's out there, if he elects to opt out, he's not opting out of the Sixers. He's opting out of the money that would free up some space to get a guy like P.J. Tucker, who's been rumored to perhaps want to team up with him.
Pure business decision. Okay. He's not going anywhere else. This is kind of a working relationship as far as to make the roster better, but to give him maybe some financial security on the back end of the contract.
Okay, so that's where the Philadelphia 76ers hold up. We'll await James Harden's decision today. Meanwhile, we're going to stick in the East. The New York Knicks, they've also continued to make some roster moves to free up money to sign a big-name free agent. Yesterday, they traded Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks to the Pistons, clearing $19 million in additional salary cap space. Last week, they traded Kemba Walker on draft night, also to Detroit. So there's a completely different situation here, Bobby, where we know the Knicks have already started to make moves, kind of clear up some of that money so they can make other moves. We know there's one target in particular they're looking at. So walk me through what the Knicks have done with who they are going.
Yeah, a little afternoon math here, right? So right now they're at $11 million under the salary cap, not luxury tax, salary cap to go out and spend a player. We're projecting Jalen Brunson to probably be in that $25 to $26 million. So how do you get there? Certainly it starts with a player like Alec Burks, who's likely going to go to Detroit. And then you get to 21, you're still a little bit short. And then you add a player like Nerlens Noel. You've got $30 million in cap space. So if you've got flexibility, you can add a player like Brunson in there. It slides in. And that's your roster right there. And it gives you a little bit more cap space to go out and sign in free agency. But those were your cap clearing moves to go out and afford a player like Brunson.
And again, it's like the NFL, and where deals cannot be consummated till the new league year begins. So these are expected to happen, is why we use that terminology. And quickly, for the people that are out there saying, well, he just said salary cap and luxury tax.
Two different things.
Give us a quick.
Two different things. Salary cap is going out and going shopping in free agency. Luxury tax is when your salary exceeds a certain threshold, and it gives you limited options as far as what you can go out and spend. Brooklyn, Golden State, the Sixers, the Bucks, those are teams that are in the luxury tax right now.
All right, so Custer, in our parlance, Woj and Bobby Marks, they're the luxury tax. We're like way under the salary cap. We're just here to keep the salaries moving. Bobby's going to be back with us in just a bit to talk about some of the West's biggest moves.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.